We're live now. Go ahead. Hit it. Oh, wow. I don't. Okay, good. Is the audio not working again? Y'all, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
Probably heard all kinds of randomness this morning.
Welcome to the chaos that is the morning blend.
Why do we have this problem?
I don't know. I
It
don't
was
know.
working just a minute ago.
Yep.
And Ryan is owning the chaos this morning.
Yeah, I have to, apparently. I'm going to move
Yay.
this. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Let me not add to them.
We're good. Are
Yeah.
we good?
Oh, you know what happened?
Oh, I just
Do you want me to go
unplugged
check
it,
and see if
plugged it
it's
back
working?
in.
Because y'all,
Want me to go check if we can hear it?
there's a whole interview that's going to happen later, like that we're playing.
Yeah.
off
we
of a
definitely,
computer,
we
and I hope
definitely
that
need the audio.
works.
Yeah, we'll see if between the next news thing. Yeah, we'll see if it's working. We'll get
We
it
should
together.
we should hum the Morning Blend theme song.
Dun, 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 dun. We could have.
Welcome to the morning blend.
Y'all, we are here with special guests today, Hannah Ron.
Hello.
And Hannah doesn't know what she's walked into this morning. Bless.
I feel like I never do when I come to work.
In the words of all the Deep South, bless her soul.
Bless it.
I'm
Bless her
blessed
heart.
to be here.
Bless her heart. Yes, you are. And because this is a ton of fun, regardless as to what it may start off being and continue being and
Yes, that's right.
end up being.
Yep.
It is a ton of fun.
We make no promises.
Hannah
We do
is
not.
our dual enrollment coordinator, correct?
Yes,
and if
I
you
am.
haven't, if you've never met her, which I know you talk to everyone, so like you're in your position, you are able to go around and really meet everyone. In case you don't
I
know,
do kind of have to talk to everybody for my
Yes.
role, so it makes it really fun, and it gives me a chance to, meet new people and see how they can help me and how I can help them.
yes,
Yeah, you've
absolutely.
you made trips around to all of the campuses.
I've been to all of the campuses, and as of last week, I have officially been here for 2 years.
Oh, happy work
celebrating.
anniversary! 2 years.
Congratulations.
You come off the newbie list.
I am honored to be off the newbie list.
Yay. Not quite a veteran, but not a newbie.
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
just here.
Yep. That's a
mean,
good place to be.
I
Here.
like it.
Here as opposed to there, wherever there is. But then we don't know if it's really better than there because we don't know where there is. But we're not
And
going to
LDCC
get
is the best,
philosophical.
so.
We're not going to get philosophical this morning.
I will say though, LDCC has some of the coolest people. So like,
yes.
why go
I
other
agree.
places whenever you have literally like look at these amazing people that I'm sitting with now.
Girl, I agree with you so much.
That-
The best.
I mean,
she wants to get
I
invited
cannot
back,
push
y'all.
like hard enough.
I'm not a morning person, or I'm not great with my words, so I probably don't need to come back.
No, you are doing fantastic.
You're doing great. You didn't even bring coffee, and you're already hyped.
telling you,
Look
she's
at
on it.
that.
Hey, we usually do a opening question to break the ice, warm everybody up a little bit, and we have a really good one.
Yes, it's really good. Have you been primed for this one?
Nope.
You're going into
I-
it fresh.
Yep.
Nope.
Came in cold like I do every morning.
Yeah.
Well, since you haven't been primed, we'll let you answer it last.
No.
But Ryan will have to answer
Ryan
it
said
first.
that's not fair.
So
minute.
you all, the question of the morning is, what are those things you're too old to do but you still enjoy? What are those things that you're too old to do but you still enjoy?
Okay, so when you started talking about
Brian's going to make it
Yeah,
complicated.
hold on. You started saying something earlier that reminded me of Dr. Seuss. So if I said I read Dr. Seuss books on the regular.
But
no,
do you?
No, I
Do
don't.
you, Ryan?
And honestly, Dr. Seuss didn't like children anyway, so that's why he made the book so long and repetitive.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's
Hey,
horrible.
news
You're
for
messing
you
up my
this
entire
morning.
childhood right now.
Can't enjoy it anymore.
Are you serious? He really didn't like children?
It was one of the things that was heavily speculated. Since I taught K-12, I taught first grade for 5 years. That was one of the things that was heavily discussed, which is why the books are so long, and it's also why some of the repetitions are really hard to say. So,
Oh,
But we ended up
interesting.
loving it anyway, right?
look, kids love it.
Yep.
It's silly, goofy
The
fun.
silly drawings. All right, Ryan, you're up. You've stalled long enough.
Stall.
Tell
No,
us.
no. No. Does it count if I like?
Probably doesn't if you're saying doesn't.
No.
If
No,
you're prefacing
I've
it with
always
does it
been
count, it probably
I've
doesn't.
always been a fan of animation, and it never changed ever since like young and now up. So like, if you put me in front of Shrek 2 or something like that, or the original Transformers movie. Ain't that like that's like just I'll sit there and watch that.
I'm the same way. I still watch cartoons.
I mean, it just is something that stuck with me. So I think that that's something that is meant for kids, but obviously it's something that I would still do.
Yeah, I don't do it if I have an option. I sat and watched some yesterday because the girls were over, but only if I have to.
Yeah. What is something that you feel like you're too old to do, but you still enjoy doing it?
Eat so unhealthy.
Junk
because
food,
I feel like
right?
I really should know better and make better decisions, but I go hard. I mean,
She said she goes home.
I go hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I really know better. But I still, to dive off in like some loaded fries, it's just
Bacon, cheese.
Yes, all the things.
Yeah.
All the things on it. And I like healthy stuff. It's just that I like all the other stuff mixed in with it.
It's about balance anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's my thing.
I like it. And it really, it's one of those things you think about it, not to get too philosophical, but the things we do as children, those kind of childlike things kind of make, life worth living. Like those are the fun parts of life.
Yeah.
And then you have the adult side where it's like, okay, you have to work to enjoy those things.
Back to the innocence.
Did you all see the movie Freaky Friday?
Yes.
Okay, so in the remake of it, when what's her name? The mother. What is her
Jamie
name?
Lynn Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Lee Curtis.
Yeah, when
Either way,
she
you got it. So
when she was in her when they had swapped. This was after they had swapped places, and Lindsay Lohan wanted to eat fries in her mother's body, and she was like, "Don't you dare do that." That'll go straight to my hips. I haven't eaten fries in years. Yep. And then she thought about it because she was in her daughter's body
She's
because
like,
of the switch. She was like, I can have all the fries I want. I mean, that is my life. I mean, and that's part of being, a kid is that you can do that stuff and it doesn't have the same impact.
Exactly.
it does not.
Unless you continue to do those things after your metabolism starts to slow down.
Slow down.
It catches up at some point.
It does.
Y'all, my favorite thing, which is it's something, as an adult, you got to save up to go on trips and stuff. And so I love the beach. I think everyone knows that about me at this point. And one thing I love to do at the beach is make sandcastles.
Yes.
So I really enjoy
Nothing wrong with
doing
that.
that. And it's like me and then all the little kids around me, but it's like me, a big grown adult, just like
That's a
making a,
good one.
sandcastle. I love
That's a
doing
vibe,
it.
honestly.
It is.
It is.
It is really good.
I love that.
All right, Hannah, tell us yours.
So I think for me, it's going to be the stereotypical answer of I love going to like Disney World, and people really, really love judging Disney adults. And
It has become a thing.
I am
you
one.
know.
So I am definitely a Disney adult. I love going and, walking around the parks, riding the rides. So I would say that even though Walt said that, it's for all kids, young and old, it's definitely being a Disney adult.
It's for all kids. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, absolutely. And it's
we're-
one of those things you have to, as an adult, you have to save up to go there.
Oh,
and
yeah, because
everything,
it's
so.
incredibly expensive, but also like,
It's the Magic Kingdom.
It
It's
is
wonderful.
the Magic Kingdom, and we do love that. And then the other one, I love ices. Oh my gosh!
Oh my God, ices are so good.
I just want, like, honestly,
That
Yes.
was real.
Coming
Right
in
there,
the
that was
summer,
real.
And it's like,
I love
a
it.
nice, like, good icy with the Coke and the cherry
Yes,
flavor mix.
yes.
Ooh, nothing
Yeah.
That's
better.
my favorite combination too, is the Coke and cherry.
So if I could do that every day, which I know I don't need to,
It would be a nice day.
I like
Just
it.
get a small every day instead
Hey,
of
the
the
chat's
large.
going off already. Everybody's
Oh.
happy that Hannah's here. Rhonda Lindsay says, good morning.
Hey,
Love
Rhonda.
Hannah. She is a great person. Julie
Yes,
Salter.
she is.
Julie Salter says Hannah's kind of cool. No, she says she's really cool and amazing to work with.
I mean, it depends on the day. Sometimes I really am not.
And Pam Holland chimed in and said, happy anniversary, Hannah. Such a wonderful person with a great attitude. Best wishes on the years ahead.
Yay.
And then Rhonda chimed in again and said, I'm with you, Darian, on things that I do that I shouldn't. That's my answer. My favorite quote, yes, I hydrate. That is carbohydrate.
I love
Rhonda,
that.
you know we got this twin vibe going on.
Yes, y'all do. Y'all do.
She might as well just come from the testing center right into
And right
the,
on
I mean, she's
over here
right.
and just join
Might
the
as well.
conversation. I mean,
Just
come on
hop
over here,
in.
Rhonda.
Love it.
Oh,
All
we got
right.
Rhonda next.
Yeah, we're going to just hop into the news, and I'm going to play the news graphic, and let's see if we
Praying.
have audio, everyone.
There we go.
We love to hear it.
We do love to hear it right now. You have no idea.
Yay, it worked.
I think the little gremlin goes to your computer and like presses mute right before we go on the air.
It says I'm gonna mess with her today.
Challenging me, but you know what? We got through.
We powered through. All right, and Hannah's our news feature today.
Yes. So fun.
So we're talking all things graduation. I have the invite we can throw up on the screen.
Yes,
May
ma'am.
13th, 6 p.m., Fant Ewing Coliseum, ULM campus. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, you
Just in
can
case
see.
you wanted to know.
Yeah, that's what's up there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so tell
Yes.
us, just tell us everything. I know you and Melissa Lacoste have been the minds behind this, and y'all have been working very diligently together to
Yes.
get it all
So we're really
running.
excited about graduation this semester, and Melissa and I have been working together almost every day trying to plan and coordinate and make sure everything's ready, because ultimately we want to make sure that it's the best it can be for our students. And we're really excited because for the first time since I think before COVID, we're actually getting to have a student practice, which is amazing.
That
so
is
that
so
way
awesome.
they can come, they can ask their questions, they can have that reassurance of knowing like they're going to get to walk through it and see those things. So I'm thrilled about that. That was something that Melissa and I actually had written a proposal so that way we could bring it to cabinet. And I think that, in my opinion, that's what kind of helped make or break it. So we're thrilled about that. And one of the other things that Melissa and I have been working on is we have just been brainstorming what are things that we can do, because all you ultimately want to do is just help make things better, help it grow. And so since I've been a part of the last 3 commencement ceremonies, and Melissa's been a part of the last, I think, 3 as well, we saw some different things that could be improved. So we have together written up, it as of right now is a 19-page graduation guide that has the roles of different people, what they would do, when and where they arrive, and the timeline of that day. So hopefully, instead of relying on just one meeting, people can actually, get to read a little bit beforehand, so that way they can, refer back to it, feel a little bit prepared, and I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that it'll be great for the students and for everybody involved. So
I think you have the right perspective. You're looking at it in light of the students. I think, a lot of times it's easy for the rest of us to look at graduation and the whole exercise from our own perspective and forget that we're creating memories for a whole lot of other people because it's their day. When I finished and got my master's a year ago.
that's crazy.
I mean, all of it was just, from the moment I applied for graduation, it was special to me. And that kicked off a whole process of expectancy. When I got any documentation that I got, it was like, it added to the moment
It's
and
happening.
and the anticipation. Yeah, because you've worked hard.
And it's so much time and
you're,
money.
And you're proud of that moment. When I got my cap and gown, when I went and picked it up, the notice saying that it was ready, that it had arrived, it was at the bookstore, going to get it, that was special. When I got there, for rehearsal, when I got the correspondence about rehearsal, I was like, yes, because I wanted to make sure I knew exactly what to do and where to go and how to go. And I mean, all of that created the graduation experience for me. It wasn't just the day of. It was all of those little touches, from launch through the ceremony. And I was an online student, and so when I got there the day of graduation, and I saw my instructors, and because all of my department, were right there together, and so I knew a couple of them already, anyways, and so when I saw the other ones and got a chance to speak to them, because you had to wear the stoles that represented your particular college. And when they greeted us and said who they were, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're, because I'd taken this person, that was so special to me. And so, coming off of that, it gave me a new appreciation and a fresh respect for my own participation in our graduation. It's like, man, am I going to be there? Of course I'm going to be there.
I know, because I mean, ultimately, and I know it's horrible, but none of us would have a job if these students aren't graduating. So why don't we just go and make it the best day possible for them?
Yeah.
Because I know I've already referenced once, but I taught kindergarten, first grade, I taught pre-K. Each one of those, each year, they have a little graduation, and for them, that's the best day ever. And as teachers, we didn't have a choice of whether or not we were going to be there. And you go, and whether or not you're feeling it, you are doing everything in your mind to make sure that it is the most positive experience for them, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it more than anything, because, I mean, I know that it'd be easier to be like, oh, well, it's after hours, or I don't feel like doing it, but I mean, I'm glad to do it just so that way I know that it can be the best it possibly can be for them, because that's why we're all here to begin with. I mean, you have to have some kind of passion for education if you're going to be in higher ed or K-12, and it's about the students. So I'm really excited to be a part of it, and because I've only been a part of it previously, just working the day of with volunteering. And I told Melissa this time, if she needed any help, I didn't mind helping her. And so we've been working together, and I have realized I've really enjoyed doing it. And I kind of hate saying that, because it's not great taking on more work necessarily, but I really have enjoyed it more than I expected to.
I could tell because of the output that I've seen come from you.
Absolutely.
All the charts, the diagrams. I mean, because it's a reflection of the time that you've spent thinking about what's the best way to do this. How do we achieve the best results? And so I definitely appreciate the work that you all have put into it. And I'm looking so forward to graduation.
All the decision makers and the authorities, watch out. Hannah's making a push for a new job.
I really am not.
Special events coordinator, y'all.
For me.
I tell you, she would rock.
Yeah.
She really would. She would rock
would.
at that.
Well, thank y'all. Because really, the main thing for me is if I can make it as easy for myself and others in the future, it might be eating up a lot of my time now, but if I can make it to where future us has less to worry about, and if I can make things a little bit more efficient so it's not as difficult for everybody the day of, that's been my goal. So
and I just think it's great, you and Melissa both, bringing those perspectives that you both have, because you've both worked different areas at graduation.
Exactly, and that helps so much. I could not have done, literally could not have done this without her. And so Melissa, if you get to watch, you're amazing.
Yes, thank you so much. And y'all as a team have just been incredible, being able to work through even the smallest details, y'all, because those are really, what make it count and make the program run smoothly. And I think it is definitely going to be a point of pride for LDCC and the students too, that they're just one of their proudest moments of their whole lives. It's going to be so great.
For sure.
So tell us, we're still open for volunteers for faculty and staff, correct?
Yes. So if you've already signed up, please do not feel like that you have to sign up again. But if you have not yet and you have been questioning it, feel free. You can, and I'm not sure what camera I'm looking at. I'm not sure.
All the way
We
to the
switch
right.
them, but that's the one right
So I'm not sure if you're having any questions about it, or if you're not sure if you want to, feel free to reach out to myself or Melissa, and we'd be glad to talk to you about it to see what you'd be comfortable doing. And even if you are able or are considering it, please fill out the form. And if you're not considering it, please fill out the form. That'll help us know how to navigate from there. Because right now, as I think Darian said, I have it pretty organized right now, so that way everybody will know exactly what duty they're doing, and then there is going to be a description in the packet as to what you need to do. And right now I have some people doing multiple tasks. So like even for like myself, I have myself doing 3 things. I have a couple people doing that. So if we had the opportunity to have some more volunteers, I would love that. So that way we have a chance to not necessarily overwork people, but either way, we're grateful for anything we can get. So
Yeah, and I will put that the form links in the description of this video, and we sent it out a couple of times too, so it should be in your inbox somewhere. So yeah, absolutely sign up, y'all, and even just to be there to sit in the faculty or staff section, let's fill up the
I know.
seats this
Yes.
year,
even if
y'all.
you can't get off until 4:30, please feel free to come up and sit, because like I would love if you go back and look at any of the previous graduations, the staff area is always just kind of sparse. If we could have that
Very
full, so that
sparse.
way the students feel like they feel that it's full, that it's welcoming, and that they're being honored, I just feel like that would be incredible.
Absolutely, I do too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all, it's going to be fantastic. Thank you so
Yes,
much for
yes,
coming
it
on to
is.
give us the details.
Of course.
Y'all, that was amazing. And we do have another one piece of news that I covered on Friday. So Winsboro is getting their electric lineman program up and going.
Woo, go Winsboro and go
And-
workforce department.
Yes, absolutely. And they had put up, they're making a training grounds for the program where they're putting up real power poles and power lines. It's going to be a circuit. And they're they spent all day Friday putting those up, and finished Friday actually. And I went and talked to the instructor, Dan, and John Garrison was also there, but we interviewed Dan about the program, and also filmed the process of them putting up the poles, seeing what electric linemen really do.
That's wild.
So we can watch
See what
together.
Dan has to say.
Yes.
Ian McCarty.
There we go.
I'm the power line instructor for Delta Community College. I'm here in Winsboro, Louisiana today, and we're setting poles for what's going to be our training ground. We're setting a power line circuit so that when the trainees come in, they'll be able to do the climbing and some bucket work. We're getting a start for an entry-level power line worker. The course will last 16 weeks, and we will introduce the trainees to how to build power lines from the ground level up. What we have here is a partnership with Northeast Louisiana Power Cooperative. They have been a great help in getting us set up to where we can train apprentices to enter into the power line worker world. The pay range varies depending on where you go. If you like to travel a lot, then it is the job for you, because I like to say that quite literally you can see the world from a bird's eye view, because you're going to be up in the air. The pay range varies anywhere from $18 an hour starting out. It goes up as much as $27 starting out. Just depends on where you go and what company that you work for. Yes, they need to be at least 18 years old, and they need to have a high school diploma or GED. And they need to be able to acquire CDL driver's license. They don't have to have CDLs to begin the course. We offer a CDL program that they can take either before or after, and they can enter into the program that way. The course starts June 3rd and will run until September 20th, 2024. You can sign up at the LDCC website. It's ladelta.edu. Well, you don't have to necessarily go straight into power line working. You can go into line locating. You can go into design of the jobs, the electrical lines that are put in. You can design those. You can go into fiber optic communications. You can go into television, cable TV linemen. There are many, many opportunities here in this part of the world. There's a lot of different ways you go. But if you have this foundation, you can go in any direction that you want to go, quite literally anywhere in the world.
Thank you so much, Dan, for willing to be interviewed about this program.
That is pretty exciting.
very exciting.
I don't know that I'd be willing to climb up those poles like that.
I am a chicken, so that would never happen.
I ride roller coasters all day long, but climbing up
that's
the pole
contained.
is a little
Right,
bit
right.
different. But I mean, there are some people who don't mind that at all and would
We
be
need
willing
them.
to do that. Yes,
I'm
we
just
do.
glad that they can do it, and I don't.
I'm glad they're compensated pretty well. So yeah,
Yes.
so spread the word about that program, y'all.
Yeah,
I believe he said that it starts June the 1st, was it?
Did
Did I hear
3rd.
that? June 3rd?
Yeah, June 3rd. Yep.
Okay, yeah, so spread the word about that. And those classes are going to be held in Winsboro. A couple of things on the national front before we leave news. I don't know if you all are familiar with Mandisa. She is a contemporary Christian singer. She passed away at 47 on Thursday, and so that shocked the shocked the world of people who knew her. But she was on. She made it to the top 9 of American Idol the season that she was on. She's also a Grammy award-winning singer. So prayers to to her family. Also, congratulations to LSU's gymnastics
Yes,
team. They
yes.
took the national title for
Congratulations.
gymnastics, and I think that was
Yay!
for the first time ever for them. So
Oh,
they
wow.
rocked that over the weekend. So congrats
Wow.
and big shout out to LSU gymnastics.
Look at
They've been in
Louisiana.
contention for many years, come close a bunch of
Yeah.
times. But they've invested a lot of money in that place. I mean, I've seen adjacent to, I think, the beach volleyball courts, there's an entire building dedicated to gymnastics and gymnastics training.
Yeah.
And it's state of the art. It's the real thing.
So
if you ever
they've
go on
won some
campus.
NCAA titles, but never the national.
They've won SEC,
title.
they've won conference championships before,
Right.
but never the NCAA
Never the
title.
yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. So shout out to LSU.
Yeah,
Whoop,
congratulations
whoop.
for sure.
That is awesome. So that was our national coverage, and now we can move on to our local LDCC in case you missed it. Oh, sorry, it's on mute. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
By the way,
I am almost choking in here. I swear.
you got graduation. I know we were just talking about that and we got off of it. We got to get back on it again because there's a couple things that came up in the chat.
Okay.
First, the faculty, was a faculty staff form that if you're going to volunteer, that's now been posted in the chat. So those of you that are watching on
Thank
YouTube,
you.
please click and sign up.
Thank
And then there
y'all.
was a
Look
question
at Ryan
that was
being constructive over here.
right. Then there was a
Yeah.
question posed by Professor Kwasniok.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
He already signed up.
The question is, who's speaking? Who's giving the commencement address? Come on, segue.
Stay
segue
tuned
into
for
it.
what is it, next week's
Yep,
episode?
next week's
JJ,
episode.
we're gonna have a sneak peek for you.
Yep.
We're so glad you asked.
I know, that's a fantastic question. And I'm excited to get to see him.
Yeah.
Because he's always so wonderful to work with whenever he has any of my dual enrollment students. But I don't think I've ever actually met him in person since, he's not around here.
JJ?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm excited.
gosh.
I did see that he already wrote down that he'd be walking in commencement, so I'm excited.
Yay. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
here last time.
Awesome. That is
I
so
love
great.
me some JJ.
Look at our
Okay.
chat popping off this morning,
I
too.
know, right? Pop, pop, pop.
I love to see it. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, we got a
y'all.
graphic. I'm sorry. I'm clowning around with y'all.
So, first of all, this actually happened 2 weeks ago. David Payne had his last meeting at the Council of Student Body Presidents because he is graduating. And so we definitely wanted to shout out him for just all his work as president. And, those kind of last moments, throughout as you're graduating, the last things are really special.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and he's done an excellent job, too.
He really has. I mean, he has been a stellar SGA president.
absolutely. Next, we also had, there were so many financial literacy different events and stuff the week before last, and Lake Providence actually had a financial literacy. You know what, y'all? This is Jonesboro. I'm sorry. This is for Jonesboro. I didn't change the campus name, but they had a financial literacy from Centric. Centric is all over the place with their financial literacy.
They
stuff
are really
lately.
great partners to LDCC.
Yes, so it looks like there was a great turnout at that Jonesboro event, which is really great for Jonesboro, and the students, from what Naja said, got a lot out of it. So
Yay.
that is awesome.
Those financial literacy sessions are so important. I'm telling you, because, I wish it was taught in high school, because in high school, I was in San Diego living. there my sophomore, junior, and half of my senior year. But was there long enough to get a junior Ladies Foot Locker credit card account. And I think later I got a Mervyn's credit card account.
You said Mervyn's?
Yeah, this is how long ago it was. Ryan, nobody asked you for
I remember running
your
around
analysis
in the mall saying, Mom,
of the
Mom.
time
I'll
of the
meet you at
time.
Mervyn's.
Y'all gonna have to take it outside. Take
I
it outside.
am right a brawl right here at the table, y'all, like a right there. But anyways, the whole point that I was making was that I didn't know what to do with a credit card, y'all. I
Yep.
mean, you know, all I knew is that I could go charge stuff and I didn't have to pay it till later. Now, mind you, I did have a job. I started working as early as I could at 16, which was the legal age to be able to get a job. Shut up, Ryan. And
I'm over here.
and
I'm just looking at
so anyway, so
stuff
I did
gotta
have
do.
a job, but did not know how to manage money. I mean, and my mom didn't know how to manage money because she hadn't been taught. I mean, she was just surviving. And so here I was with these charge accounts like charge, you know, charge.
Yeah.
And so anyways, and then Lawrence was the same way. And so when we got married, we were our credit score probably together didn't equal 2. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And then I remember Lawrence reading this book. It was by a Christian author about have a good name or something. And then he started, you know, getting the feels about, you know, we really should be doing better. And, you know, and started, you know, diving deep into credit repair. And after he, you know, learning, you know, about the, you know, what it really meant to have a good name and
Right.
and that being your credit score being a reflection of your character.
Ooh, which is
You know, and
crazy.
so that
And
yeah,
that's
that
not
was
taught.
oh my gosh, that was deeply convicting because it's like this is what it says. I mean, my credit score says that about my character, you know, what my beliefs are. And I was like, wow. And so, you know, and it took a long time to, you know, to move from, you know, probably a -2 to a +2 and, you know, and move on up the scale, you know, so that you have a decent credit score. So I'm so glad that we're doing so many of those. And hopefully people won't take the nosedive like we did. And then have to dig, you know, up out of it, you know, to be able to come to a place where, you know, their credit score truly reflects who they are, you know, or who they'd like to be as people and how they like to be seen by others.
You know, when you get on a college campus and it's immediately there, hey,
Yeah.
use this credit
Oh
card, use
my
this credit
gosh,
card.
yes.
So it's almost like a setup, you know, initially when you're young, you don't really know what you're getting into. So I'm chuckling over here about a bunch of different things, but I do feel that pain about, you know.
I'm telling you.
And then you said -2, which I almost died because I'm thinking, I don't even think it's possible to get a -2 credit score.
But let me
But
tell
it's like
you,
might as well have
let me
been,
tell
right?
y'all, it was so low, it felt like negative numbers. I mean, really and truly.
Oh yeah,
Man.
And y'all, it's not taught, you know, in the public school curriculum, which is a shame. I think that's definitely, you know, those are skills that are so important. These are things I didn't learn until I was, you know, in college on my own, and by then, you know, there's already been some damage. Like,
You gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And you don't
Yes.
really get it. And I'm gonna tell you something else that's real. You go in and you apply for something, and when they tell you yes, they're gonna give you the money to do it, or yes, they're gonna, you know, approve whatever, you know, the loan or whatever, you know, you're applying for. You're like wanting to hurry up and sign the paperwork before they change their mind. You know, you're trying to hurry up and get out of there. And then you don't even have sense enough to know, okay, they're not going to, you know, deny you. They're just going to tack this high interest
Yeah.
rate onto what you're doing so that you're paying, you know, 2 and 3 and 4 times the amount that you're actually getting, or, you know, the value of what you're purchasing, you know, so they're not going to tell you no, but you feel like I know what my credit score is. I know I don't have a good credit. So you want to hurry up and sign before they tell you no and get out the door. Man, it's so many times we've done that. I mean, so many times. But now, you know, we can walk in and say, hey, we want to purchase this car, and we don't want an interest rate higher than, whatever. And we can get up and walk if they don't give us the interest rate that we want, because we know the power of our good credit score now.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, the earlier that people can learn that, the better off, they'll be, because they'll start developing good habits that promote good
Early.
credit scores. Yes.
Absolutely. Habits, skills, and the skills that will just help you, survive, like in America, in the USA. Skills USA.
Oh.
Skills USA. Oh my gosh, Skills USA.
That was
OMG.
that was iconic. Such an iconic.
I've been working on my
transition.
segues.
That was beautiful.
Ryan.
Wow.
Tell us all about Skills USA,
Can't
Ryan.
this morning.
Iconic.
I'm gonna put the graphic
That
back
was
up
so
now.
authentic.
Throw it up there.
Oh my gosh. You've been practicing, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
You were waiting on that one.
Oh,
Like a cat
turn it
ready to
up.
pounce. Boom.
just waiting, lying in wait.
I mean, it was spectacular.
It was something.
Thank you very much. Ryan was there at Skills USA.
I can't follow
And-
that transition. That segue was too good. I'm not saying anything.
Yes, you can.
Tell us more.
Yeah,
Yes,
Skills
there we
USA.
go.
Wow. This is the deal, folks. I'm going to get back on camera and say something to the public, to the people.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And
Word to the
So I can
people.
y'all, we have to bring more teams to Skills USA. There is no reason why we shouldn't dominate those competitions, period.
I need
End
Yeah.
of story.
PSA
Yeah.
above your head.
This is, I'm coming back from Skills USA as a judge. I've judged a few computing competitions. There were others that went that judged and volunteered, and there's just no excuse. We should be out there every year just annihilating the competition. We do a great job. I think we don't give ourselves enough credit of doing a great job of preparing students for the workforce, credit, non-credit, whatever it is. We need to grab our students and take them over to Alexandria, Louisiana. It's only an hour and a half drive, and take a couple days and just knock it out of the park and come back home with the gold. That should be a standard of excellence for us at LDCC, and I'm just saying that's what we need to do.
But on behalf of faculty, how much time is that investment? Because
yeah.
that may be a thing too, and so it could be more than what people anticipate. It could be less than what people anticipate. So what's the time investment?
So the time investment is, of course, as faculty and as any instructor, you're going to have to be familiar with what the standards are. Skills USA national standards.
How do they get those?
Skills USA website. Or our, we have a state director in that as well that can get that information to us. I have her contact information. I have her phone number. Like we can get it done.
But you really can go to Skills USA
Yeah.
website even and look up those.
So, but
and you can see the categories too
Yes, yes.
of the different areas of
And
competition.
then when you read the standards, it can be a bit overwhelming. But at the state level, it's not necessarily as strict as it would be on the national level. So when you read that stuff on the national level, you're thinking, my gosh, this is way up here. But state-wise, it's a little different. And I think that's where some of us have gotten a bit overwhelmed is, oh my gosh, what can we even hang with this? But really, if we're teaching like we normally teach, and then we just have that piece in the background that says, hey, this is a standard that we also need to think about achieving. Not only will it make the students excited, I think it'll get the students, thinking, well, it's more than just me in the classroom now. It's me. I'm
Definitely.
about to have to show what I know. I can't hide behind, whatever I wrote
Yeah.
in Canvas or whatever I did on a test. This is about to be exposed for all to see. But at the same time, it's really should be an encouragement and inspiration to do the best that you can. So, anywho, and Professor Warner's watching right now, and she's putting up trophies and gold medals, and she completely agrees that we should be there to represent even more fully. Of course, we had some teams that went down, and those teams included Barbara Styling and Diesel and welding and HVAC and, I would say the normal groups that we've taken before. But there's so many other things that we can do, like
I would love to see the speech, the areas of communication.
Yep, extemporaneous
go down.
speaking,
Yes,
prepared speech.
yes.
There's
That's awesome.
customer
Yes.
service. There's interview skills and
I
job
would
skills.
so coach you on that one.
And
Computer
what an
science,
awesome
cybersecurity,
thing you
all
could
that
put
stuff.
on your resume or have something to talk about in an
yeah.
interview. I got gold in
Yeah.
speech
Or
communications.
even bronze.
like-
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
I
this is something
being able
that.
to place, or even being willing to try it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
put
Just the
yourself
fact
out there
that
is a
you
big
did it.
thing.
And I
Yeah.
believe that every area, every academic area, every area that we're teaching in
Could
can
be
build a team and
represented.
be represented.
Yeah, because
absolutely.
they have math, they have debates, and they have competitions in different areas.
Oh,
of
yeah.
math. It's so many
Health
different
knowledge
areas.
bowl, medical terminology.
So many different areas. It's if a student wanted to participate, there is a space for them to be able to comfortably participate.
Yeah.
Or if any
Awesome.
instructor wanted to, because it's such a wide range of categories.
It's very enlightening. That was very enlightening. I think that we should make our mark
I do believe that.
next year.
Do you have the people who placed this year?
Yeah, barbering placed bronze, I think. I'm not remember. I was only there for one day.
I got you.
All the fun stuff happened on Tuesday, but we should bring on Melissa Lacasse,
I
who was a
know.
part of that. She's
I'm
an
gonna tell
advisor.
you, she
And Rock
texted
Frost.
me.
Rock Frost
Yeah.
was also a lead advisor on that trip, and they would be able to tell us all the details.
Awesome.
I know Melissa texted and said that we took a bronze in diesel and barbering.
Okay, there you go.
Awesome.
Very
Go
nice.
those programs. That is amazing.
And we'll get
y'all.
better. We'll be better next year.
That is great.
Experience.
Y'all, Skills USA. You heard it right here at the PSA. We have a group of students behind the Skills USA backdrop, and of course, we had live coverage in our last episode. So
Which
go
is
back.
so good. Ryan is building his
Yes.
resume for ABC, NBC,
Uh-huh.
CBS.
On-site reporter Ryan
I
Pierce.
know.
It was very fun to
BET.
watch as a spectator, as somebody watching behind the screen last time. It was very fun. I like it.
We had
That
fun.
is
It was
so
a good time.
It
awesome.
was a ton of fun.
It was
and
so
you did
cool.
very good.
Oh, thank you. Coming from the executive director herself, I appreciate that.
Yeah, especially after your little comment earlier. You should thank us.
She's
But
being
anywho,
nice.
Yes.
Rolling on to last Tuesday, y'all. The Jackson Library hosted Naja Haney, our student success navigator from Ruston, and Felicia Rogers, our adult. I'm not sure what her job title is, but she's in the adult ed department. She's fantastic. She's wonderful. She does so much for LDCC. We love her. But she came as well to set up an informational booth about LDCC at the Jackson Library in light of the Public Library Week. So last week was also Public Library Week.
Nice.
And there was a lot of different pop-up booths around the region. This was the only photograph I got from those, so hopefully we'll receive more photographs in the coming week from those events.
Felicia does a little bit of everything, so we're
She
laughing because
does.
she's just everywhere. I mean, and it's great. We will love her. Very valuable employee, and keep doing what you're doing.
And
Felicia.
her
Absolutely.
enthusiasm about her work is contagious.
Oh my gosh, every time I see her, I'm just automatically in a better mood. And Naja on the ball, as always.
As
Can never not
always.
say that about Naja. And speaking of Naja, she also read to A.E. Phillips Elementary School in Ruston.
Oh, Naja.
Yeah, she went and read to them to promote literacy, probably also in light of Public Library Week. So look at her
love
reading
that.
to the little children.
I love
Speaking
the
of the little children,
I don't want to step over you, Ms. Darian.
Ooh.
after school.
Hey,
there.
time
After
out.
school.
We're gonna go off air for just a second so she can take care of me real quick, and then you can't see this. What's about to happen?
No, speaking of children, Cameron and I are going through this whole training to be a mentor, which is pretty exciting. I'll let Cameron speak for herself, to an elementary school kid. So we'll get to spend the commitment is to spend
That's so
an
sweet.
hour a week with them, at
Stop.
the school. Yeah, I know.
love that.
I should have recommended it to you. I'll send you the info for it if you have time for it, but I will definitely send you the info
I
and the
love
person
that.
of contact.
Yeah, so we're excited about that, and it made me think about that when I saw Naja reading to the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. We've been, encouraged about, being, doing more within our community. And when that opportunity came across, Cameron and I were geeked about that one.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
And that like one-on-one mentorship that you would have with a child, that could be the one person they see constantly, on a regular basis, because you never know what a child is going through. So
And everyone deserves to be seen. So it's nice that you have that one-on-one.
The one-on-one time with it.
Exactly.
Isn't that so very cool?
It's
Yes.
really important.
can we shout out who it's through?
Yeah.
Okay, the Wellspring. The
Yeah.
Wellspring is putting on this program, so thank
it's
y'all so
under
much.
their youth empowerment leg of the house. So that is really, really cool. Ryan,
Nope.
you
I'm
may,
here.
you may speak.
Aye, aye, Captain. So I was just going to say, A.E. Phillips, that's all. My kids went to A.E. Phillips, and so I'm glad to see that the connection is there. It's a good school.
cool.
Really
Yep.
good
Yeah.
school.
It's on Tech Campus, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly. And
it
so,
is.
Naja going over there to give back, it's a good place to hang out and just to pour into. So anybody who, whether you're affiliated or not, definitely take a minute and check them out.
Yep.
Good school.
I'll
A.E.
definitely
Phillips.
sign off on that. And something else I'll sign off on is NC3 signing day that happened in West Monroe.
She feels so good.
We had
today.
a ton of students signing their to LDCC, committing to go in the welding program, the diesel program, and then there was one more student and one more program I can't remember, but that happened last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Hannah, talk a little bit
Industrial
more
maintenance,
about that.
that's what it was. Industrial maintenance.
Industrial maintenance. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I was a part of this event last year, and then this year Liz was over it, and she did a fantastic job. And so basically, these are students that all participated in dual enrollment. So they had that opportunity to come, from their high school to the college campus and see if they wanted to pursue this program and that career. And these students decided that they wanted to go ahead and pursue that, continue with LDCC after high school, which is awesome. So they had a
Cool
chance
beans.
to test that out, see if they liked it. And so Liz did a great job. And I know she had some of the student support or student success navigators help her with that. And they did an awesome job.
They've been killing it. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
They've
they have
really
been.
been killing it.
Absolutely. And it was also so cool to experience it for the first time. I went to take pictures and just the Louisiana Delta Community College hats,
know.
putting that on, like that moment of, commitment. And then just like, that was just such a point of pride to me that they were like,
Yes.
yay, I'm excited to go here.
Made it so official.
Yes. I just love the hats.
Yeah.
And so, that was just a really cool event. And yeah, shout out Liz and her team. Trayvon, Naja also helped run the event too. Or Landon, all of those guys. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
It
was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. No segue for this one, but Julie, our student retention specialist, or manager, she got some food bags together and took it over to Tallulah last week.
We love that.
Okay.
Well, that's good. We're spreading the love around to all of our campuses, taking care of
Yeah,
everybody.
she's been doing a great job going to each of the campuses and, being present. So good
Leaving
job,
no
Julie.
stone unturned. Yeah, and helping students, meet their basic needs, which is so important. We also had our nursing presentations last Thursday, in Tallulah as well. So big day for Tallulah last Thursday.
Nice.
The nursing students were giving their presentations for the semester, and we got some pictures of them giving their presentations in their classroom. So kudos to y'all. I know these students work so hard and worked very hard on these projects. So we know y'all did a fantastic job. And also students in Ruston, I think these were the PN students, were able to do mock interviews last Friday.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Yes, so Julie came and helped with that too, and some local like hospitals or employers came to also help with that to just like give mock interviews that would really be what
That's
it's
so
really
important.
like. Yes, and so I was just so excited to hear about that, like getting real experience, like a practice round before the real interview.
Yes.
Because that just doesn't happen in real life, y'all.
It really doesn't. And interviews can be so stressful, so if you can have a chance to practice it beforehand to know what to expect, that's so important.
Very valuable. So kudos to Ruston for putting this together for their PN students and giving them a little test run before they have to go out, graduate, and have to interview and do the real thing. All right, Ryan, this next one is all yours. PTK All-State.
Yes. So the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, the oldest and most prestigious honor society for 2-year colleges. Yes, I said it. I'm missing something. Okay.
No, you're good. You are so good.
Is we every year we're looking for, actually every semester we're asking students who have a 3.5 GPA or higher to join the ranks of this prestigious organization. However, there is recognition for those students within the society that stand out. And this year's recognition, and most of them are held in April once a year, and it's the Coca-Cola All-State Honors. And this year, we were honoring William Manos, who is also the president of our chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, the Beta Rho Phi chapter.
William is awesome.
So there were 29 students in the state that were recognized with this honor as being the best of the best. And it's not just how high you score on your tests and your GPA, but it's also your leadership and what you're giving to your campus community and so on and so forth. So, and of course, you got to be a PTK member as well. And so William was honored with this award, and we are thankful for him making a difference on campus, making a difference for PTK. And it was a great opportunity for us to celebrate him, as well as the other 28 from across the state. So that is Phi Theta Kappa All-State Honors Recognition. Again, William Manos, congratulations. Keep doing great work and great things.
And wow, what a great thing. I mean, he got to take his picture with the president of the system to be recognized for his achievements. All right. Take a picture with you.
I know, right? Yeah, that guy.
The privilege, the honor.
You know what I
But seriously though, all joking aside, I mean that is really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to LCTCS for doing that.
Ryan, it sounded like you're very fond of this organization.
Yeah, I am.
Can you tell us a little more about that?
Would you like me to put the graphic back up as well? I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So again, Phi Theta Kappa being the most prestigious academic honor
He's
society.
showing that again for you,
But
Cameron.
here's the thing. Even if
Cameron, I've already said this. I'm going to say it again.
Look, so here's the deal. 3.5 GPA, right? Okay, some folks are like, man, that might be tough to get. And you know what? Here's the thing about the reason why the standard is at 3.5. It's because we know that there are some that come to our campus, that come to our college, that they just don't know that they can be great. You've seen folks that walk around like, I didn't know I could be successful. And then so they're starting to find success in their classes, and they're starting to get the hang of things. And then you give them something else to try to achieve. You give them something else to aspire towards. I can be greater than I thought if I just apply myself a little bit more. And then that's why PTK is there as a sort of people are, students are looking up and they're thinking, man, that could be me one day. I want to have that. With my cap and gown when I graduate, I want to have honor cords, blue and gold honor cords. I want to have an honor stole that says Phi Theta Kappa. I want to wear a medal potentially that says I was an officer, or I got the all-state recognition. Do you recognize how, let me use a cliche term now, but how blinged out you can be? I know that's from way back in the day. I'm sure I'm aged now. How blinged out you can be.
Still say blinged out.
if you just try to achieve. And, let me take a moment to say it's not just Phi Theta Kappa. What other honor cords can you wear? Let's give a shout out to NSLS, National Society for Leadership and Success. I think I said that right. Dr. Thomas, don't hurt me for that one. But it is another opportunity. There's so many opportunities to showcase your excellence at LDCC.
Yes.
I think there's even a technical honor society, and I forget what the name of it is.
I think you're right about that. I've heard that
So many
one, too.
opportunities. And so we just want our students to remember that it's not just come here and just get the degree. It's come here, be the best you can be, get the degree, and then go out. We can celebrate you. We can write letters of recommendation for you. We can push your name out there if you're the best of the best to say, hey, you accomplished everything there was to accomplish at LDCC.
Plus some.
And then some. Right, exactly. It's not just about coming here and just hanging out for a little bit and just doing the bare minimum.
Right,
Do
right.
as much as you can and be the best you can be.
That's
Show up and
amazing.
show out.
Thank you so much.
Did I stall
for
enough?
That, yes, that was perfect. So we know Hannah has a 9 o'clock. So we are going to say goodbye to her. I'm going to play this graphic for upcoming events.
Thank you for
Thank you
joining
so
us
much.
today. We
Yeah.
enjoyed
I love y'all, and I
you.
hope y'all have a fantastic Monday.
You too.
Thank you.
Let's get into our upcoming events.
Good work.
All right, y'all. It sure
Yes.
did. So this is actually breaking.
Breaking.
Breaking news.
Breaking. So it is, many of you know, it is LCTCS Day at the Capitol, and it's happening today, right now, right this very second. And we actually got a shot from Dr. Jones of her booth at the Capitol today.
Yes.
So this is what we have going on. We'll wait for Ryan to get back to splash that on the screen. But yeah, we're so excited that she set up her MLT stuff to brag about how great the program development is going. So
So that LCTCS Day at the Capitol, let me give a little bit of back history on that.
Give us some of that.
So it used to be the Workforce Experience Day at the Capitol.
Okay.
And it is a time set aside annually for all of the colleges to come and to showcase something hands-on, some program that, where you can kind of experience it hands-on, equipment, and be able to visually see it, interact with it, and to bring other materials to share with our legislative delegation. And it was really to underscore the importance of a community college education or community college campuses in our communities, because they're at the Capitol, they're deciding budget. And while they're deciding budget, we want them to have it in the forefront of their mind how important our missions are, and to understand the difference that we make in our respective communities.
wow,
And so
that is really important.
it really is important. So so we all go down, all of the colleges, and we share our programs, there with them. It used to be that, we would take students down with us because they're the best marketing tool.
Their
when they
testimony, their
can-
story.
Right. When they can speak to members of the legislature and share, their story, where they've been, where they are, where they're going, that's the most powerful tool beyond any piece of equipment. But our equipment also gives them a glimpse to see, what we're working with, the quality of education that we're providing for our students. And so that's really what that day is all about. And so they've changed the title this year to LCTCS Day at the Capitol. But I mean, and it really is that. In the rotunda, we take up the whole space, and we have tables
Wow.
that are set up all around the perimeter of the rotunda. And also the attendees from LCTCS get a chance to go in and sit in on the House sessions and the Senate sessions.
Fantastic.
You can go and sit in on the committee hearings, but it's really a neat day and a
is
very
awesome.
purposeful day.
And who from LDCC are attending this year? I know Dr. Alicia Jones.
Frank Bennett is down. The chancellor, of course, is down. John Garrison took a trailer down in our big chair, which was a huge splash
That
last
is going to be
year.
so fun.
Yeah, and I think those, to my knowledge, those are the only 4 who were planning to go down.
Gotcha. Well, that is awesome, y'all. And it sounds like an amazing time and a really great opportunity to represent LDCC.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. That is Dr. Alicia Jones's booth.
She
She's
said
got
she
her
got
banner.
there. Yeah, she said she got there early, so she got to get her pick of the location. So she
Nice.
she snagged a great table.
Oh,
Yeah, it does look
awesome.
great.
Yep. That does look like a good
I
spot.
never recognized how awesome those floors are. Do you see the floor?
Yes.
Wow. It's gorgeous in there, y'all. Wow.
Yeah.
Next up, we also have an open meeting on tomorrow for the esports team. So, y'all, the esports team is hot right now. They won their tournament Saturday, correct?
It was rescheduled to today.
Oh, okay.
At
Gotcha.
5:30. So they're playing in the third round of the qualifying games tonight at 5:30. They've made it through the first and the second qualifying games, but today is the third round of the qualifying games. If they win tonight, then they'll advance to the semifinals, and then if they win there, then they'll go to the finals, and hopefully they will win there. So way to go.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And a special shout out to Dennis Aswell, who was the coach. He is doing a wonderful job. He definitely knows what he's doing. So glad we picked him up and included him in this, because he's got a passion for it, and it's showing in the results.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, because our team was, before they started the qualifying rounds, our team was ranked number 2 nationally. So
is
that was
amazing.
it was the Overwatch 2 team.
Wow.
Yeah, they were ranked number 2 nationally. So yeah, kudos to them.
Congratulations, y'all. And they have many other teams, I believe.
They do.
So for different video games. So if you're interested in something else, or if your students, are asking about it, tell them about this open meeting. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow in the LDCC Commons area in Monroe. And they can come and get all their questions answered. And there's also the QR code on the screen for that gives access to like their Discord and all their different stuff. So that is awesome. Go esports.
Our list of things for students to do is definitely growing, which is good.
It's funny you say that, because there's also a Nights Fest coming up in Tallulah and Lake Providence for those students to go and enjoy lunch, and
a
they're
dunking
having a
booth.
dunking booth.
All right.
Oh, is Scott gonna be in the dunking booth?
I have no idea, but
Oh, look at that. Pulled pork sandwiches.
it looks pretty good.
Oh,
So
pork nachos. See, that's that kid in me.
Loving the junk food. Huh?
yes.
Yes.
So, students Lake Providence and Tallulah, come on out, come and enjoy, kick back and relax before finals start, and just enjoy this opportunity. Lunch is provided free for y'all, just to bring in the spring season. We also have a Monroe, I believe, a Monroe veteran student meeting this Wednesday.
Yep.
Well, it says the 22nd. That is wrong. It's not today. It's 2 days from now. It's on
24th.
Wednesday. Yep, the 24th.
We can add, it's okay. The viewing audience is going to be able to add that up. So Wednesday, April the 24th, 2024, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., LDCC 3rd floor theater, room 310, veteran students. Please attend the meeting. Why? Because we are supposed to be a veteran-friendly campus. Institution, college. And the point of it is we need to make sure that we're doing our part to continue to have all veterans have a great experience when they come to LDCC. And that's why it's important. But in order to make that happen, we need your feedback. So be there Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, 11 to 12 in the theater, because, again, your input is valued and valuable. Thank you,
Yes.
veterans.
We
Yes,
don't know
thank
how to
you.
serve you unless you share that with us. So please do that.
Absolutely. And last up on the events side of things, well, I'll talk about this first. Barber Styling is going to the Ouachita Senior Center this week.
That's right.
Doing their community service and outreach at the Senior Center. They do that, I think, once a month. So that's happening this week. And finally, we have Hats and Horses, May 4th. Y'all, if you don't know by now, I don't know how you don't know. It's on May 4th. It's going to be amazing. It's Mint Julep Bar, music, silent auction, live viewing of the Kentucky Derby, fashion contest, hat contest. Miss Darian is working on getting her hat for the event right now.
I had a hat, and then it came in, and it was the wrong shade, and so I've got to send it back
gotta be
and
perfect
get
for this
the
event.
right shade. Actually, Cameron, we have 2 more things under upcoming events.
Okay.
Ryan, the professional development for faculty. Can you speak to it? I know it's coming up on is it the 27th the one that Danny is doing.
It's May 8th and 9th.
May 8th
Should
and
be SLO. Oh boy, wow. Yeah, student learning outcomes and other things that are related to academics and assessment. All faculty are required to attend, and it's really when it comes to assessment, we have programs, and those programs are very valuable to not only the college but to the students that take them. However, we have to make sure that we are doing our part in meeting the objectives appropriately, and that we're getting the right outcomes when we teach what we teach. And so
being able to document those.
And document that, exactly.
Yeah,
so it's not just a part of the SAC COC requirement. We would say that, we have to get this documentation, but it's really to help make us better.
Yeah.
If we can assess in an appropriate way, then our outcomes and, again, our programs will be all better for it. And that's why we're taking our time to really taking a full 2 days to get this stuff done.
Okay, and then the last, thanks, Ryan.
No problem.
The last thing is with April being Sexual Assault Awareness Month, Wednesday, April 24th is designated as Denim Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that on Wednesday, in support of Denim Day, that we wear our denim jeans.
Yes, absolutely. I'll be wearing my jeans that day for sure. And I think that's all of our upcoming events, y'all. Yeah. And so next up, we're going to
change camera. So looking at. Go ahead. Keep going.
I saw a little behind the curtain for a second. We're going to talk about a little bit of history.
A little bit of history. So a little bit of history. So I did an interview with Dr. Lynn Kreider, who was the very first chancellor here at LDCC.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but I did that interview like 2 years ago. Yeah, so a couple years ago, I had the opportunity and the privilege to speak with Dr. Lynn Kreider. And the interview was really interesting. We got a chance to talk about his journey with LDCC and post LDCC. And in that, of course, he mentioned about the first graduation. And so out of that almost 2-hour long interview, I pulled out a snippet of when he addressed just the information in regards to graduation. And since we were on this graduation theme and we have graduation coming up, we felt that it would be appropriate to share that snippet with you.
Excited.
The biggest part were the successes that we had. We had, I don't know what year it was, but we actually had the highest community college, nationally, the highest community college poll of our students, for success and the fact that they liked and thought that our college was run well. We got that award nationally after being open for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And our first graduating class was a year after I got there. We had some students that came in with credits, and we got them graduated, and that was in the end of May on 2002.
Do you remember how many people made up that first graduating class?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can remember the exact numbers. Stickney would be the one I call on that, but it wasn't many. I think maybe we had 12 or 15 at best. Mm-hmm. But the reason I remember it was because 2 days before graduation, I had a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they said I couldn't go. I couldn't go to the graduation. I told them to hell, I was going to graduation, whether they liked it or not. So
and you
I
went
put
to
on
graduation.
my suit and tie and went to graduation.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There you go.
Wow,
the dedication.
I was
The
not
dedication
expecting that.
was real.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He had a heart attack.
2 days before graduation. Wow. And he still went to graduation. I mean, I get it. I mean, it was the first.
He had to, right?
And what you guys, didn't have the privilege of hearing prior to that point of the interview was the work and the number of hours, the labor intensiveness of even getting the college up and off the ground, not having a budget, not having a building. Dr. Kreider living in a Motel 8, a Super 8,
Wow.
for weeks, trying to get, and hardly sleeping, trying to get programs defined, people hired. One day I'll play as much of that as I can because some of that was off the record too. So I'm going to have to go through and
Splice and dice.
heavily edit that interview. But one day I'll release that whole interview because it really is a wonderful story of our beginnings. And also I have a parallel interview, probably about the same length of time, with Dr. Monty Sullivan capturing, those same time spans as well, because he was one of the first people that Dr. Kreider hired. So yeah, it's really, really interesting.
That is amazing. Y'all.
I know.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, we need to release more of that kind of content, just up on YouTube and on Facebook, kind of reminding people of the humble beginnings of LDCC and what it took to get where we are right now.
How far.
And the challenge of bringing something new. We all know how tough it can be to introduce a new concept on the scene when you have much older established pathways. And so in an area where you had an LSU, this is the flagship institution of the state. You got right here in our own backyard, Grambling Tech. And then
Going
right
against the
here,
grain.
just ULM. And then we had the technical schools, all the technical schools, which had really long, rich histories as well and served their purposes. And so now you're introducing a community college, and people were like, what, the system isn't broke. Why are you trying to fix it? But our legislative delegation and some others felt that the community college was needed, to serve, a purpose that was a little different from the technical colleges and that was a little different from the universities. And so LDCC was the very new kid on the block and very much outside the circle of education, and is earning credibility in that arena, having to prove our relevancy in being at the table, and then even having to fight to be at some tables. That was really thick early on, before the school ever even existed.
Yeah.
Just at the table of talks, So they had a hard fight, establishing itself and then establishing partners. Because then you have people who were loyal and dedicated to the established systems and felt why. So yeah, it's some very rich dialogue, and to hear about all of those circumstances and issues and challenges and how they barrel through, and looking at where we are today. We've really come a long way.
And
way.
I really like that idea of, seeing more of that content. It's that old saying of, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
I mean, Throwback Thursdays, I think we can throw it back to all kinds of different parts in history from LDCC. You know, me as a new person, not knowing that much, I feel like I'm learning the most in this space where we have the records. You know, we have old newspaper clippings and everything. Being under Miss Darien, who knows the history well.
That's right.
That's something we can communicate out to everyone. You know, that's something we could all know and really benefit from, you know, to know the history of everything.
So again, if y'all don't know this, right, I'm just going to say it. You got a great team here. I like to say marketing and PR, but I know it's community relations is the official title.
Community
but
relations.
between Miss Darien and Cameron, and have you guys taken note of all the content that's being pushed out? I just feel like there's content after content after content, 3, 4, 5 postings on 6, 7, 8 different social media channels every single day. It's a lot going on, y'all. And so if you have not seen some of the graphics, the stories, the interviews, please jump on to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, well, X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, even getting some love with some of the stories as well. It's been amazing to see just the transformation and how the stories are everywhere. And then, of course, the shout to those that want to get your story told, whether you're in academics or, you know, any part of the house, student services, make sure you contact Miss Darien and Cameron so that they can work with you to get the message out there, because it's possible. And so, but again, kudos to y'all, because y'all are doing a great job. And that's
Thank
not said
you.
enough. But I've noticed just, I mean, we're flooded with information and great content. And so we appreciate y'all.
Thank you for
Thanks.
that shout out, Ryan. And, you know, to piggyback off of that, if you're not following us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, please follow us on everything. We definitely, you know, that helps drive up our engagement, and you might be posted and you might not even know it.
Exactly.
So go up and see, you know, there's so many pictures that I pushed out, even not even being here a year, of everybody. Like everybody is on, you know, our Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So please definitely go follow all of those channels to stay in the know too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking, go
I was about to say, and don't be shy about, you know, wanting to, you know, about telling your own story, because we're capturing history all along the way.
Yep.
And, you know, and just like we're looking back, you know, to a couple of years ago of my conversation with Dr. Kreider, which has not been published until now.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
I brought it to you first. On the
Exactly,
Morning
right
Blend.
here. It has
Yep.
not, you know, no parts of it has been published until now. Your story from your space in the college is a unique view. And so, you know, reach out to us if you want to share something, and we'll definitely capture it and put it in our arsenal of stories. And the more stories we have, the more content we have to be able to pull from to showcase some things and to share it when the timing is just right.
And the more content we have, the more space we can hold in the conversation statewide. I mean, it really is statewide, y'all. So, absolutely. And, you know, speaking of knowing stuff and just awesome stuff, we've been talking about awesome stuff all morning. We're going to move into Let Me Tell You, because we got some juicy tea for y'all this morning. It
happened. And the Disappearing Act happened too.
Oh
Isn't that
my
something?
gosh.
So I sent you something, Miss Cameron,
Ooh.
via Teams, okay? And so I thought I was going to be able to pull it up on my computer, but my computer does not want to connect to the HDMI and all
Keep
that
talking.
jazz.
I might can get it up
Right.
here.
So if you look at Teams, you look at our chat, there's a graphic I sent you, and it's not the full graphic for this event that I'm going to tell everybody about. But it's a sneak peek. So I'll hold on a second. There we go. So I can talk to the people a little bit more directly. There
We're
you go. See,
almost
just
there.
me, right? So May 10th, everybody should know that there is a barbecue, grill and chill going on May 10th. It's a Friday, and it's a culmination of a wonderful year of successes and a nod to the successes to come. But there is also something happening, because we're always thinking of how we can professionally and personally develop our faculty and staff. And with that in mind, I want you to know that there's a special event that the School of Business and Technology is putting on May 10th. If you think back to December, before graduation, all right, so let's think back. I think we had a Christmas party, and on the day of the Christmas party, Business and Technology, School of Business and Tech put on a professional development that day as well. So you see how we're doing that? We're making it to where the days that we're going to have people on the Monroe campus is the day that we're going to put on professional and personal development.
Are you saying?
Because there's food, right, that happens. So then there's another opportunity for a same kind of thing to happen May 10th with the Barbecue Grill and Chill. And so we said, that's the perfect day. It works out for what we normally do. We're having personal and professional development that day as well, sponsored by School of Business and Technology. Let's throw up the graphic, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Woo!
So yes. So
Part 2.
Right. The first time it was the BTech conference or the winter conference 23. We're going to call this from the BTech mini conference of summer 24. Woo-hoo! This is not the full graphic. Not the full graphic.
Sneak
but
peek, y'all.
Sneak peek. Professor Karen Tolan and Professor Deborah Mooring were not able to present in the wintertime, so I have them on the hook to present in the summer. Lift your faculty evaluations. They took part in the Lift Academy that Frank Boone spearheaded. What a wonderful thing. Awesome. I know that I wished I could have been a part of that because that would have been just fantastic. So this is one, right? And of course the colors have changed to a more summery orange color instead of the cool blue that we had before.
I noticed warm tones.
I'm excited to say that I did not have to call Cameron to help me with this one.
He did it all on his own, folks.
So look, so if it looks great, yay. If it doesn't, then blame Cameron for not helping me out. But the point of this,
so wrong.
I know, right? But the point of it is May 10th, it's going to happen. The full schedule is not out yet, but the BTech Summer Mini Conference sponsored by School of Business Technology is going to happen on May 10th that morning.
Yay.
And potentially a little bit after the Grill and Chill, we'll just see. Now, I have, who has rejoined us, I'm going to call her Professor Darian Atkins. Right, and Instructor Cameron, because they have agreed. See, this time around, the BTech Mini Conference, for those of you that
he roped us in.
Yes, right. I didn't. No. This time around,
I kind of opened the door.
The mini conference is not just business and technology faculty presenting. Yes, we've expanded because we recognize that there are others that want a chance to put on workshops and give talks and whatnot. And so we're actually going to have math and sciences represented. But Ms. Claire Shepard's Professor Claire Shepard is going to be a part of it.
Woo-hoo.
We also have liberal arts represented. It's going to be Carla Mercy.
Yeah.
Look at Carla.
Cooper and Norman Harris.
Awesome.
They're going to present something on I think it's student success, but the barriers and how we can overcome those as well.
That'll be a good
We're going to have Darian's going to talk about personal branding. She's already volunteered herself to do that. And she volunteered Cameron to do something as well. Cameron's going to give us what?
It's going to be a surprise. I want it to be a surprise for everyone. I want them to walk in not expecting what's happening. And so I'm just going to leave mine in a mystery.
Right. So it's going to be one day only. It probably, because it's grown, it's going to probably be across 2 different rooms.
Yay!
So we're very excited to have other partners come on board. We're going to, of course, the School of Business Technology will be at the front of that, just kind of putting it on and making sure that all the pieces and parts are in place. But we are so happy that the richness of this event is going to grow and expand because of all the different voices that are going to be a part of it this time around. And we hope to continue to do that. Why do you need to be here? Not only because you're going to see some great, get some great content, but also remember you get a certificate for each event that you take part in. So if you come and listen to Darian on personal branding, we will have a certificate that says, hey, thank you for your participation in personal branding. That goes in your portfolio, whether you're faculty or staff.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
It
and
does
that
not
goes
matter.
towards your evaluations and your professional development, which I know is so important on those. So we're just giving an opportunity for those that need additional professional and personal development hours and participation. Please come out. We will not be broadcasting this at the moment. But we hope that those that are on the other satellite campuses, community campuses, you just come out a little earlier to get some personal and professional development. Come out, be a part of it. Get here at 8:30 and May 10th, and then you can spend the day at the Monroe campus, and you will be fed at the Grill and Chill.
That's
So
the selling
that's what I have
point.
to
Yes,
say. We're
that is
excited
the
about
selling
it.
point.
Y'all take part. It was great last time, and we want you back. We want you back.
It was great last time.
Yes,
y'all.
it was.
Yes.
It was very good.
And we're so excited. I hope, just the more and more people we're bringing in to, do the presentations. And I know, Ryan, you're having a presentation too, right?
Yeah. It's, yes, I will. We will post that later on this week.
Yeah.
No, this is what we're gonna do. we may post, but this is also what we're going to do.
Oh my goodness! See how pulling rank?
All of us who are presenting.
I need headshots, by the way. Y'all have headshots? I know y'all take headshots of everybody else.
Yeah. Well, of course I do. Cameron, you've not had one done. Yeah,
I can always take one. We got all the
we
stuff.
can get Cameron taken care of. We're going to shoot promotional videos talking about our session.
Yes, we
Okay.
are.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
And
that's
include
what
them
we're
in
gonna do.
the week at a
That
glance
way you
and all
all
kinds
can,
of stuff.
that way you all can get a really good idea of what to expect.
I love it.
Can we have like cool theme music in the background, Cameron? I know you're good at editing video now, so
Yes.
like
Oh,
presenting.
we're on the same page. Yep, we're gonna
Okay.
make it cool, exciting.
Oh,
yes,
this is going to
absolutely.
be so much fun, y'all. Just
That epic cinematic music.
it's coming.
And then it gets quiet.
It's coming, y'all. So
You need
just
to be there.
just wait. Yes, this is going to
Friday
be
Full
later.
trailer.
this is going to be so cool. Yeah, then we have to string them all together, so these videos can't be long. They
Oh, yeah,
really
10
need to be brief, so
This
that we
is what
can
I'm
at
talking
some point
about.
string them all together and show all of them in
Yeah.
one. That way you can do the dramatic opening and closing.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for spilling
That
the
idea
tea.
birth right here on the
right
morning
here.
blend.
Y'all
Get
heard
excited.
it here
Tell
first.
your
Yes.
friends.
All right, Ryan, you're doing them.
Ooh, scary.
So let's slide
do it.
on into the morning blend. I mean, the Monday morning motivation. We're already at the morning blend. We've been here.
All right. So
Mystery,
your
can't
cup,
tell anymore.
your cup already overfloweth with all the information, so I will not be long. But again, in talking with the team, Darian normally does Monday morning motivation, and I said, you know what, maybe it's time that I jump back in and do a little something. You guys know that we're all Maxwell fans here, John Maxwell fans.
Yes.
Of course, I got certified very recently, and so I was
So
reading.
he's an expert.
Did you?
He's an expert.
I'm gonna keep plugging that, right? Call me.
We
Call me.
hadn't heard.
So
He has the certificate folded up in his pocket, y'all.
No, really.
Seriously, I got my pen and everything. Okay, so I'm reading a book by Maxwell called Leadership Gold, and it has a great chapter in it called "You Only Get Answers to the Questions You Ask." And actually, as we were, the whole team was talking about this, and this was the chapter that Miss Darian said I should cover. And so I'm not going to cover the whole chapter. Obviously, just going to give you a little tidbit, but there's a great quote from the book, and it says, "He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask is a fool for a lifetime." It's a Chinese proverb.
Ooh.
And that's basically how Maxwell starts out the chapter. And the idea
good.
behind
That's
the chapter
really
in a nutshell is, if we're scared to ask, why are we scared to ask questions sometimes, especially in leadership positions? But even if we're not leaders per se,
Pride.
from the org chart, it's just like, what are we doing? A lot of times we feel like we have to know everything. And if we don't know, somehow it makes us seem foolish. But as the proverb says, better to be foolish just for a few moments than pretend that you know, and then that be really expounded upon, and you look really bad later on down the road when you're called to do something that you actually have no idea what to do. The other thing that we're talking about in the chapter is sometimes we have questions, but we ask the wrong questions. And that's something, it's like an art to, and there are tons of books. I was doing a little bit more research on this. There are a lot of books on questions and how to ask the right questions and how to think
How to ask
through.
good questions.
Yeah.
John Maxwell, that's one of his books.
He's got a book on that too, but there are other books as well from other authors. Actually, there's a book called Power Questions by Andrew Sobel and Gerald Panas, and it was interesting because one of their chapters they talk about in an interview. You know how in the interview, one of the first questions that an interview panel asks you is, "Tell us a little bit about yourself."
Right.
Yeah.
They
Right.
said we should respond with, "Well, what would you like to know?"
Interesting.
Not to be smart, right? But just to be more specific, because sometimes we don't know what people really want
Are
from us.
interested in.
That is
yes.
so
And so,
true.
you know, that blanket question, tell us a little bit about yourself, and you're thinking, okay, we're assuming now, oh, they must want us to talk about our academic success, what we've done on the job, you know, and our history from A to Z. And maybe all they really want to know is, you know, how can you help us? Tell us directly.
Yeah.
Get to the point. How can you help us in this role that you're interviewing for? And so, but we just make assumptions.
That
which
is so good.
which leads to another point, Socrates, right? Because I went deep, you know.
I love it though. These
This is so
Socrates,
good.
like ancient knowledge. I love
the
it.
Socratic method, right? He talks
Yep.
about, you know, he says the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Now I couldn't tell you what book and chapter and verse that was, but I'm sure JJ's probably going to chime in at some point and correct me and tell me where I got this wrong. But it's interesting because sometimes we don't ask questions, but the allegory or the comparison, the metaphor is, it's like looking at shadows on a wall. We can only make inferences of what we're looking at if we're looking at the shadows on a wall, and
It
we're
only
not
gives you
turning
so much
around to
information.
see the source,
Right.
whatever
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
And so that we have limited understanding when we approach life like that, which is again why we should ask questions. Otherwise, or sometimes we get filtered or biased information from people, especially about topics that we don't know a whole bunch about. And if we don't ask questions, then again, we just stay in ignorance, you know,
Right.
for lack
Yep.
of a better word.
Yep.
But we need to ask questions. And then the last thing I want to say real quick is from a leadership perspective, I know sometimes asking questions is a double-edged sword because sometimes people get threatened by people in positions of power when they ask questions.
Yep.
You know, like, hey, because maybe they think, oh, they're trying to make me look silly or whatever, right? But also, you know, in positions of authority, we also need to ask the questions so that we get better understanding, but also so that we can make others feel more included
Right.
as well.
Right.
So
It
so
does
many
have that
reasons.
benefit.
Yeah, so many reasons why it's important to ask questions, and that's just a little small smattering of the reasons why it's important. And so I encourage everybody to be brave, step up, get the understanding that you need, whether it's in business or in your personal relationship, and ask the questions that need to be asked in order for you to be successful in all those arenas in life.
That's good. You know, I mean, all of that was just so good. And
Yeah.
asking questions also curbs frustration because for the person who's
Yes.
asking the question, sometimes, you know, they may not form the question to get the information that they want. And if you're responsible for answering, you know, if you need clarity, ask a follow-up question like you gave the example about in the interview. You know, because you know
Get
that
more
way,
specific.
yeah, that way you're speaking directly to the the desired information that's requested and not just guessing.
Right.
And it also positions you better.
Absolutely.
Too,
It
so-
sets you up for success. And
Exactly.
that, you know, you mentioned pride earlier
Yeah.
while Ryan was explaining these things. And I cannot tell y'all, I have spent countless hours doing extra work just because I did not necessarily here or whatever, but you know, just like throughout my life,
Not here though.
Yeah, no, not here. Never here. I'm perfect. obviously, but no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just so much wasted time. You know, putting in extra research or you know that kind of thing because I didn't ask. How do you do this? What's the way? What's the link? Where can I find that information? I could have saved a lot of time by doing that. So it's like the point of frustration. That's so important. It's like I've turned into a person where it's like, I'm always going to ask the stupid question. And I'll say that too. I'm like, hey, this might be a stupid question, but I need to know. And, you know, it might be a silly answer. It might be a silly question, but I don't care. I'd rather know than not know and dwell on it and think on it and waste all that time. So, yeah, ask the stupid question, y'all.
Yeah, and don't be so concerned about how it's going to make you look.
Exactly.
or how that person is going to respond if you do ask the question. I mean, that's not your problem, how the other person responds. Your pursuit should be to get the information that you need to know to be able to do what you need to do. That was really good, Ryan.
Yes.
Y'all challenging me actually is been good because it makes me dive in a little bit more and maybe, use some things I'm supposed to be using. So
There you go.
That is
so
fantastic.
the circle of life here on the Morning Blend.
We help each other be better.
That's right.
And we're helping you to be better if you let us. So, Monday morning motivation. Be brave. Ask the question.
That's right.
All right.
Absolutely, y'all. We're
We'll
closing it up.
Yeah,
close it out.
we'll see you back. Same time,
Next
same
week.
place, next week.
Bye.
And we're
And we're good.